Hello everyone and welcome to the health and fitness vlog day 2. So, just want to say that after yesterday's video a lot of you have left comments and I'm surprised at the amount of people that have said yes, I'm going to give this a go. And you know, a handful of people have said that this has come at a good time because they were thinking about doing it or they were just about to start doing something similar. So yeah, got a few people on the bandwagon. So just want to say a big thank you for those of you that have said you were going to join in with the Health and Fitness Challenge, and just want to say wish you all the best of luck. Let's do this together. Right, so before I dive into the what I got up to yesterday on day 2, in relation to my my eating and my fitness, and did I come in under calories? Did I do it? Just want to say, in and amongst these daily vlogs, which should last less than 5 minutes, I always say things like this, and it never happens. But under 5 minutes, I'm also going to throw out some other things in relation to health, fitness, and well-being. Just some little things to give you pause for thought on things that you might want to further research or have a try, and I'm going to get to something just like that as we progress through what I got up to yesterday. So let's start things off yesterday then, day 2. It was Tuesday yesterday, and I, for my breakfast, had a maple syrup flavoured porridge pot from Marks and Spencer's, and washed that down with some Nescafe Gold Blend instant coffee with a teaspoon of sugar. Now, I used to take 2 teaspoons of sugars in all my drinks. About 2 years ago, stopped doing that and took that down to 1. Halfway through this challenge, so after 4 weeks, I'm going to cut that down to a half. So at least for 4 more weeks, I'm going to stick with 1, but then after the 4-week mark, I'm going to cut that down to a half and see how I get on. But for the time being, it's 1, and that brought breakfast in at 297 calories. I moved to mid-morning snack, which for me is just a cup of coffee, again, Nescafe Gold Blend instant, with a spoonful of coffee, with a spoonful of sugar, sorry, and of course a splash of milk. I don't have my coffee black, I have it white with semi-skim milk. Not too much, I like it strong. So yeah, that was mid-morning snack. Lunchtime, I had the dreaded sandwich. Now, somebody that goes to work, the easiest thing to throw together for a packed lunch, if you will, is a sandwich. But they're so calorie intensive, really, sandwiches, for what they are, and the amount of calories in a sandwich, given the bread and some of the fillings that you put in sandwiches, you don't get a lot of bang for your buck in terms of calories. Put the same amount of calories on a plate and make it slightly healthier food, and you get more bang for your buck. But it's just easy to make a sandwich. However, during this challenge, I'm going to try and mix up my lunches and make some slightly different things, just to try other things and to give you some ideas for lunches as well. This is my opportunity during this 8-week challenge to also experiment with other food ideas for my own sort of benefit in terms of spicing up what I eat. But for lunch yesterday, I had the same, I had a sandwich. It was a brown bap bread cake, whatever. I'm going to call them bread cakes. I call them bread cake. Brown bread cake with lovely fresh chicken breast inside. It was fresh chicken breast sliced from a whole chicken. In there with some salad cream, some tomatoes, some cucumber. It was a very thick sandwich, lots of chicken breast, and some reduced fat sour cream and chive Marks and Spencer's crinkle cut crisps. I'm a sucker for crisps when it comes to a lunch. If I have a sandwich, I usually have to have a packet of crisps with it, but I always try and go for sort of low calorie-ish crisps. Some of my favourite low-calorie crisps are, for instance, lentil curls from Lidl. But that brought my lunchtime calories in at 480. So that was that. I didn't have a lunchtime, an afternoon snack. I came home, I did my Insanity. I did my 30-minute Insanity workout, which on day 2 is the Tabata Power workout, a bit more of a resistance workout and a bit less cardio intensive. So you're working out the upper body, you're working out the legs, you're working out the core, and so I burnt about 350 calories. I do have a heart rate monitor which I will strap to myself next week to get more accurate readings, but these are based on previous experiences and previous readings doing these exercises. So roughly about 350 I usually burn at a Tabata Power workout. So that was that, and then I had my evening meal, which I had just before the stream, and that was 2 Scottish haddock fillets, M&S again, breaded fillets, so breadcrumbs. So served with a half a portion of skinny oven fries, and a small 220-gram tin of baked beans. So fish, chips and beans. Not exactly the tea that springs to mind when you're thinking of health, but I had one of the fillets, all of it. The second fillet, I took all of the breadcrumbs off and just had the fish, so that kind of cut down the calories of that one. The chips, the fries were a half a portion anyway, and I only had 3/4 of the tin of beans. So that came in at 749 calories. If I'd had a full portion of chips and all of the beans and both of the fishes without taking the breadcrumbs off, that would have been about a 1100 calorie meal. So by being a bit careful of how I ate it and portion sized the meal, brought it into 749 calories. Then we get on to my evening snack. I always have a cup of tea or something warm before I go to bed. And this time I had a cup of Horlicks, which I also had on Monday. So a lot of Horlicks Light, three teaspoons, hot water, and a spoon of sugar, of course. And I also had a bit of a treat yesterday. I had some lemon drizzle cake. Now this is going to bring me on to my health and well-being little bit of a throw out there for you guys. Now, a lemon drizzle cake, normal wedge, a sixth of a cake, as recommended as a portion size, is 253 calories. I had a piece of cake that was about that big and about that thick. It was just a 20-gram sliver of lemon drizzle cake, which is not a very lot. Rather than being 253 calories for a proper portion, it was only 77 calories for this little piece I had. And what I employed in order to eat this little sliver of cake was something called mindful eating. Now, it's something that I first heard about at work about 3 weeks ago, because we had a health and well-being seminar, and it's to do, I'm going to put a link in the description to what it is, so Google it and do your own research. But what it is, it's a way of eating mindfully, so taking in the whole experience of eating something. It works particularly well for treats rather than full meals, although you can do it with full meals as well, although you're going to take a long time to eat it. Because what you do is, you sort of engage in eating this, whatever it is you're eating. So you're looking at it, you're taking it in, the shape, the form of it. It's in the palm of your hand. You give it a wee smell, the lemon drizzle smell there, very sweet, very very nice. The cake, feel the cake nice and soft and moist, and then you proceed to eat it after you've done all this in a sort of mindful, slow manner. So what I did, even though it was only a small piece of cake, broke it up into 3, had the first piece, and you just chew it and you enjoy the flavour of the cake in your mouth. You eat it slowly, then you swallow it, and then you go for the next piece. So even though it was only a very small piece of cake, it still took me about 2 to 3 minutes to eat it in this mindful manner. And after I'd eaten it, all 3 pieces, even though it was only very small, I was actually quite satisfied that, you know what, I've had enough. I've had enough. I've eaten it, it's taken me 3 or 4 minutes to eat it, and I've got the taste in my mouth, I've got the sweetness that I want from it. I've had it now, washed it down with my Horlicks. Perfect, don't need any more. And that's the whole principle of it, is that it's supposed to make you feel fuller if you're eating a larger meal, without overeating, because if you eat quickly, your brain doesn't have time to process that your stomach's full. So by eating slower, it's supposed to help with feeling full when you're supposed to feel full, so you don't overeat. But it's also about, if you're eating something like a snack, you don't have that temptation to have a whole packet of biscuits because you're just wolfing them down. You might just have 2 or 3 because you're eating them slowly and you're taking attention and paying attention to what you're actually eating. And it does work. I've tried it a handful of times and it works for me. And I love my food, and I'm usually the first to overeat. So if I can control myself doing it, and I find myself eating less because of it and enjoying smaller treats, I'm sure it can work for a lot of other people. So there's a link in the description. Google it, research it. It's a good way of limiting your calories. Check it out. So I took in 1,775 calories yesterday, and exercised 350 worth of calories off, so my net was 365 calories under my target. So it's another ding green day, 2 green days in a row. and we're off to a flying start. So there you go, that's the day 2 review. Let me know what you think of the mindful eating. Let me know what, if you try it, if it works for you. Keep the comments coming. Head over to Discord if you wish to get involved, and if you are late to the party, don't worry, it's never too late to start. You can still join us, still get involved, set yourself that target, and let's start working towards it. Until tomorrow, bye for now.